Oh my god, that was awkward. Guys, 90 Fiance was just on, and holy crap, Zied makes it to America, and oh my god, it was freaking awkward. So let's not waste any time. We have so much stuff to talk about. Let's just jump right into this one. And starting off, we gotta talk about Rebecca and Zied, because like I just said, Zied made it to the United States, so yay, yay, yay. We should all be excited. Rebecca definitely is. She was freaking skipping around like a 13-year-old girl with a crush. She was just so happy, so excited, and that would be good. The problem is, her daughter and her daughter's fiance, I believe, Micah, who, let me just say, really does not seem to like Zied at all, but more on that in a minute. But either way, the daughter, Tiffany and Micah, they're coming with Rebecca to the airport to pick up Zied, and at first I was kind of like, okay, wait, why are they going with her? But then I found out it's an hour drive, and once I kind of started thinking more about Rebecca's daughter, Tiffany, she's already gone through this situation once before, and it made me kind of think, you know what? I don't blame Tiffany to be really cautious and concerned because, like I just said, her mom just finalized a divorce with another foreign man. She should be concerned, and Rebecca's here in La La Love Land. I don't blame her at all. Kind of the catch, though, is it was an hour drive, and of course, Tiffany and Micah, have never met Zied. Zied just flew like an 18-hour flight. He's really tired, and now they gotta sit in the car with the guy for an hour and try to make small talk, and it was just really awkward and uncomfortable. But they got to the airport, they picked him up. Still, Rebecca's in La La Love Land. She's so happy, and she's saying Zied smells so good, and I'm sitting here thinking, oh my god. I mean, good for them, they seem in love, I guess, but still, what is she, in the 3rd grade? But she's so happy, so excited, and you can see Tiffany, Rebecca's daughter, she really has her walls up, she has her guard up, she's concerned. And once again, I don't blame her. She saw the mom get completely, just totally used before, really recently, so I do not blame the daughter whatsoever. And Micah, he seems to kind of be uncomfortable and just in a weird situation, and honestly, I don't think he likes Zied at all. But definitely comment below what you guys think of Micah and Zied and how that relationship's going to play out. They could possibly, maybe end up being friends, but really, at first glance, I don't think Micah wants anything to do with Zied, and honestly, it probably goes both ways. I bet Zied doesn't want anything to do with him either. So kind of an odd situation. I feel like they're both kind of alpha type people, and they might end up butting heads. But either way, they picked him up. It was incredibly awkward. No one was really happy besides Rebecca. Even Zied was like, oh great, Tiffany and Micah are here, great. And then they end up going out for a drive. They start talking, and it's just really uncomfortable. Now my question for you guys is, what is the deal with Zied? Does Zied just not have any idea what's going on because of the language barrier? Or is Zied really just playing dumb? Like, what is going on? Because we could see he does not want Tiffany and Micah here, but he was still kind of sitting there like, oh great, Tiffany and Micah in here. So I'm watching this thinking, is he playing dumb, or is he just like really have no idea what's going on? But either way, they end up going to grab a bite to eat, and then that is when things get really awkward because Micah and Tiffany both start questioning Zied about kind of the main thing, and that is work. What are you going to do for work? And this all just goes back to Rebecca's ex because she got used so bad by him, because Rebecca's ex came here and he, I'm sure, had all these great intentions. I'm gonna do this, gonna do that, I'm gonna be a rocket scientist. And then he came here and did next to nothing. And I feel like Zied is kind of in a similar boat as of now, because if you ask Zied, what are you gonna do for work? He just says, I do a lot of work, and I get it, it's a language barrier, but he's not really being specific. And so, Tiffany and Micah are concerned. They're worried. They asked him about work, and he really just said, I'm not even thinking about work whatsoever, which that tells me, okay, that is kind of weird. I know he can't work legally for a few months, but still, you should have an idea what you're going to do, or have somewhat of a plan, something. I'm a planner, maybe he's not, I don't really know, but that did not make me feel very good. So Rebecca and Zied and Tiffany and Micah, oh my god, it was awkward, it was cringy, and I have a hunch it's not going to be getting much better, because we got to see in a preview that it looks like Zied's talking about the possibility of just going back home. So I don't know what happens, I have a few spoiler ideas, but more on them later. Now I want to talk about, oh my god, probably the worst couple I've seen on this show in a long time, and that is Mike and Natalie. I don't care about anything with these two besides the fact that one thing, these two people, as far as my eyes can see, do not like each other, and they should not be together. And if I knew them, and if I was around them when they were filming this, I would have just said, hey, you know what, guys, I'm going to foot the bill for Natalie's ticket, and she can go on home, because you two should not get married, you two should not be together, and I just think it's just a god-awful situation. Natalie's here. She's been here for like a month now, which is crazy, but, you know, look, Mike has not given her the ring back. She wants her ring. She's freaking out about the ring. They haven't set a date for the wedding, so she's freaking out all about that. And then she's also complaining about his closet and the dresser and a laundry list of things. And it goes on and on and on. And that's all she does is complain. The house is too cold. The house is too small. Mike is constantly away. She has to wake up alone because he's out, you know, driving to work. Which, let me also say, Mike said he has to drive 3 hours each way to work. So it's like, geez, you know, either one of two things. Move closer to your job if you can afford it, even like an hour away. And number two, if you can't afford it, can you get a closer job? But still, it's like, oh my God, 3 hours, 6 hours total a day seems a little bit excessive. That seems a little much, but hey, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do for money, I guess. But either way, Mike, he is just, I think the constant complaining is starting to kind of weigh on him. And he's trying to accommodate, at least I think. Maybe you guys don't agree, but at least to my eyes, it seems like Natalie is complaining and complaining and complaining and complaining and complaining and complaining. That's all she's doing. And it's starting to kind of get on my nerves. She FaceTimed with her mom, and her mom loves, you know, Mike, because her mom is probably more of a reasonable woman, and she's kind of just like, Mike, he's not a bad guy, I don't really think. He definitely does seem to try, and it's like Natalie just is never really happy. So it was annoying, and like I said, if I was on the show, if I was a producer of this show, I would just say, you know what, we're done. Camera's over. We are gonna, you know, cut this couple. You're off the show. You guys cannot get married. You can't get together because you clearly just don't seem to be into each other. And it's like one or the other. Either Mike is being all happy and lovey and then Natalie's mad and sad, or Natalie's being all lovey and happy and Mike won't talk to her. It's always just one way or the other. I personally do not see how these two people could work. How could they possibly work? How could that possibly happen? I just don't see it happening. I have no idea how these two could make their relationship work. Now, unless it's forced and it comes right down to the wire and they have to get married, maybe, but it's like, how on earth are these two planning on staying together? And then there was an interesting couple who I'm actually kind of starting to like. I'm starting to like him more, but I kind of like her, and that is Tariq and Hazel. Reek, honestly, he has always been one of my more favorite guys. Personally, I think the guy is genuine, and after what I saw in this last episode, I honestly really do. I like what I saw. Now, me personally, I like when a man stands up for his family. Tariq has a daughter. She has special needs, and so he, you know, is really involved, and he's there for her, and I just thought that was really sweet. Kind of made my heart melt, and so when we got to meet Tariq's daughter, and he could just see he has an unbelievable bond and relationship with her, and he even said on the show, if Hazel and his daughter aren't able to mesh and really, you know, kind of get along and have a good relationship, he would literally send Hazel back home. So you know, that might have been a little bit dramatic. Maybe he wouldn't do that, but it's like, you know what? That's nice. That's kind. We have seen so many people on this freaking show pick their spouse that they're planning on marrying over their children, like so many people. It happens all the time. And so for Tariq to say that, I thought that was cool. Then we got to meet the daughter, and, you know, she has an unbelievable bond with Tariq, but honestly, next thing you know, like, she met Hazel. She knew Hazel from FaceTiming. Hazel gave her a hug, and, like, I literally sat on my couch and I almost cried because they had this unbelievable, I mean, we just saw a snippet, but at first glance, it was really sweet. They were really getting along. They were kind of sitting there, kind of like, you know, I don't even know, swaying back and forth, and she really seemed comfortable, and it was just really cool. And the thing I do like about Hazel, and Tariq for that matter, is they seem genuine, they seem real, and I don't know if I think Hazel is physically attracted to Tariq, to be completely honest, but I do think emotionally they have that friendship, true relationship, and that just like makes me like them so much. Now granted, Tariq's house is kind of, it's not disgusting. It's a really nice house. It's cluttered. There's a lot of clutter here, there. You can see Tariq, he probably has been buying and accumulating stuff over the years. He probably never throws stuff away, and he's got stuff here and there and everywhere, and it was starting to kind of get on Hazel's nerves. Not a big deal, nothing at all, but she kind of made a little comment. But at the the end of the night, Tariq had some of his friends over, which I will say, he has a lot of lady friends, but nothing wrong with that. He just, kind of observation, he definitely has a lot of lady friends, but I get it though, because it's like, you know, it's kind of nice having lady friends. I get it. But he definitely has a lot of them. But his friends came over, mainly ladies, and they were all sweet. Like, they're really nice, genuine, real people. And they were, honestly, they couldn't be much nicer to Hazel. One of them got her a gift. Hazel, like, just about started crying because she never got a gift from a friend before. So it was sweet. It was just really, honestly, a really cool get-together party of Hazel and his friends to come together. They seemed to love Hazel. It wasn't typical 90 Fiance fashion where everyone's like kind of, you know, poking and making weird, you know, claims and observations, maybe just here for the wrong reasons. No one said that. Everyone was just like, Hazel, she seems nice, I wish her the best, and that was about it. So it was like a really cool little party. And then there was probably maybe one of the worst couples to ever be on this show, ever. And we finally got to meet the man in this relationship, and that is Stephanie and Ryan. Stephanie is the lady from Grand Rapids, Michigan. She definitely has some ka-chang. She's got some money in her pocket. She has been sending Ryan a ton of money and watches and this and that. And we'd never even met Ryan up to this part. And we didn't know anything about the guy besides the fact that he worked in Belize. And we did find out that Stephanie actually got Ryan a job working at her friend's luxury resort. However, she is footing the bill and paying Ryan's salary behind his back. So really odd situation. We also found out that Stephanie did have a little one-night fling with Ryan's cousin behind Ryan's back. So, not very good looking for Stephanie. But in this episode, Stephanie tried calling Ryan over and over, like 10, 15 times. He would not pick up his phone. Finally, hours later, he picks up. He didn't even call her back. He just picked up, and oh my God, he was being rude. I will say though, Stephanie's crazy. Like, there's no doubt she's freaking crazy, and she had like a psychic on an episode or two ago. I honestly, to be completely honest, I'm kind of into that kind of stuff. I am kind of into astrology. Call me crazy, call me weird, I don't really care. I kind of like it. So I'm not even saying she's crazy about that. She is just like, if you're gonna freaking give a guy money and this, that, and the other, okay, something's not right up here. Stephanie, she's just kind of weird. However, Ryan is incredibly rude. We finally got to meet this Ryan guy, and oh my God, he's just really rude. They FaceTimed and he was complaining. He called her crazy. He basically just doesn't want anything to do with her at this point. And he also said that if she wants to cancel the K-1 visa process, she's more than welcome to. And I'm watching this thing, oh my God, Stephanie, pull the plug and run. Why won't she leave him? Now, I've heard some rumors, I've heard some speculations, I'm not even going to comment just yet. But it doesn't sound like their relationship is going to end well, so I will say. But all I could say was, it was just like Ryan went off on her. He was complaining that she's crazy. He was complaining that she has no trust issues. And she probably doesn't have trust issues. But Stephanie did say that she's checked his phone multiple times, and there have been multiple scenarios where Ryan is texting women. What do you think is happening? Ryan, the little we saw, he does not seem to be a guy like Tariq where he's actually a nice, genuine guy. He seems to be a user. I think he is using her. That is it. So it's like, what do you think is going on? More than likely, Ryan is cheating on her, and he's probably gotten a crap ton of money from her at this point, and he's probably like, I've got what I wanted, and I'm good, so you can either stay and keep giving me money, or I'll just meet someone else. But after watching this last episode, I can almost guarantee y'all, oh my God, it looks like Ryan, if I had to bet money, is probably in a relationship with a totally different woman. And then we saw Andrew and Amira, and once again, oh my God, I am just so wishy-washy on this Andrew guy. I can't tell what I think of him. Andrew is the guy from California. Amira is from France. They both flew to Mexico, and bad news, Amira got detained. However, now we know what actually kind of went down, because it sounds like in the preview that Amira was detained for like 3 days. Then they let her go, I believe. We haven't seen the whole story, but we just heard in the preview that it does kind of sound like she was detained for 3 or 4 days. Then they can say you can go, I guess, to the hotel, but it does not look like she goes to, Andrew's hotel. So I'm not sure how that plays out, but this entire time that Andrew's been in Mexico, he's been, not crying, but he's been all frustrated and emotional and sad. And he does seem a little odd too, but I'll give the guy credit. If I was in his shoes, I don't know what I would do. My only comment about Andrew that's negative is he seems dramatic. That's just the honest truth. He has all these dramatic, oh my God, he's like, it's kind of annoying. He seems way too dramatic, at least for me. But let me say, Amira did say that she wants romance and love, so maybe she likes all his drama BS crap. I don't know. I will say, though, the awkward part was Andrew finally, met Amira's dad via FaceTime, and oh my God. That's all I can say this whole episode. It was just, oh my God, this is awkward. They met, and oh my God, it was awkward. It was a mix of this is awkward versus this is just kind of sad, because I feel like even Andrew, he's hurt, he is sad, but Amira's dad, I mean, that's a whole nother level. That's that father-daughter love. I mean, that he was really, really, really emotional. And hey, if you put yourself in Amira's parents, I don't blame them. Like, you don't know what's going on with her. You don't know where she is. She has no cell phones. I mean, you could be thinking some really bad things could have happened to her, and it is completely terrifying. And so Andrew was trying to kind of make sweet little small talk, but of course the dad was just like, I don't care about that. I want to talk about Amira. And he was just like, I'm not going to sleep until I know what's going on with my daughter. And if you hear anything, call me ASAP. So, I felt really bad for him, but on the bright side, we do now know, like I said, that Amira does get out of being detained, I guess, and then I think she has to go to a hotel, but I don't know if she just, never goes with Andrew. I don't know if she just doesn't going back to France. I don't know what happens, but it does not look good. And last but not least, Yara and Jovi, and once again, oh my God, this was kind of weird, because we got to see Jovi leave. Jovi, he works 4 weeks and he has 4 weeks off. This is one of the 4 weeks that he has to go work, so we got to see him leave for work. And Yara was sad. I will say a little snippet about Yara. She has complained and complained and complained, kind of like Natalie and everyone else on the show. But we kind of got to see a little bit of a softer side, because she did say she misses him and she's going to miss him and she wants to see him again. So I think she is definitely kind of a loudmouth brat, spoiled brat kind of. But honestly, I think deep down she does kind of like Jovi, kind of, somewhat, sort of. But they talked, he left, she was sad. She ended up meeting up with one of Joey's close friends, who is a lady, and honestly, the lady was not being that good of a friend, because she really told some deep, dark secrets about Joey's past. Number one, it sounds like Jovi likes to kind of have some fun with some, ladies down the street, if you know what I'm talking about, and, that's all I'm going to say, but it definitely kind of sounds like Jovi has had some experience with some other kinds of ladies, and Yara was kind of disgusted, kind of, and then she even did say that, Jovi's other ex was a huge partier, it sounds like, and Yara was kind of just like, that's disgusting, that's trash, that's not cool. But the main thing I will say about Yara that was kind of weird with Jovi's friend was Yara was telling, Jovi's friend that she doesn't want Jovi working this schedule, but Jovi's friend was like, okay, well, I can tell you one thing, Jovi loves his job and he is never going to quit. And Yara made some comments like, I really want him to quit and not have this job. And so I could see that being kind of a big red flag, and I just have a hunch it's not going to end well with these two. I know we've kind of heard some spoilers with them, but I feel like there's more to these spoilers. I'm not going to say or anything, but I just feel like there's more to this story that's really not going to end well. So, wow, oh my God, sorry, I am just exhausted talking about these couples. There is just so much drama, so much nagging. I am honestly more so just curious what is going to happen with these people and how these marriages play out, because if you don't know, the stay-at-home order is going to take in effect with like a lot of these couples like Rebecca and Zied and Jovi and Yara and Brandon and Julia, who were not on the last episode. A couple of the other couples like Stephanie and Ryan, they're already kind of going through it, and Andrew and Amira, obviously, they're going through it. But some of these older couples, even, Tariq and Hazel, we're seeing this stuff before all the craziness happened. This is all filmed in like February, February, March, kind of. So we're starting to kind of get closer to like a crazier time, like what really went down. Could they get married? What happened? So I think it's going to be good. A lot of drama, but mainly just kind of a lot of awkwardness and kind of honestly a lot of sad, heartwarming clips. It was a different kind of an episode, but like I said, no Brandon and Julia, but I think we're going to be in for a very good rest of this season. Well guys, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, it'd mean the world if you could hit that like button, comment below your thoughts, hit that subscribe button, and y'all better stay tuned for many more videos.